Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to today's live lesson. My name's Wes. This is Interactive English, which is where you want to be to practice and improve your English skills. So, see a lot of people in here already. If you're joining us, please, 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 please let me know what's your name, where are you joining us from. It's so good to see so many people we've seen before. I'll just say hello. Go see Ramesh, Benny, Mizal, Habib, Wifi, Anna. Hello, hello, welcome. Thank you guys for joining me today. So today we have a special lesson. It is a pronunciation lesson, and specifically, we are going to talk about minimal pairs. Yes, we're going to practice our pronunciation in today's lesson using minimal pairs. So we're going to go over, there are many different types of minimal pairs, and I've just chosen a few of them that I think are more commonly confused among learners, and we are going to practice them today. So I hope that you are ready to speak. I hope that you are going to practice with us, practice out loud, and actually try test your own pronunciation and actually say these words with me. So that is what I expect out of all of you who are watching this today. Even if you're watching this later, practice actually saying the words, all right? It doesn't matter if you're at home, if you're on a bus, just start speaking. It's always good to practice. So the first question that you may have is this one. What are minimal pairs? So minimal pairs, it's a pair of words that have only one different sound. And that's why they can be confusing, is because the words sound very similar except for this one sound. And usually you have these two different sounds that are fairly similar. So for example, look at my beautiful words, my beautiful examples. We have the word sheep that has that long E sound, and then the word ship, which has that short I sound. Sheep, ship. Now, the only difference is that vowel sound that's in the middle there. But again, when I say the words individually, I think many learners can tell the difference, like, okay, yes, I understand. The problem is that when we're communicating, when we're speaking, when we're having a conversation, we don't really just say one word. We're speaking about a topic, and we're speaking in full sentences. And when you use some of these words in a full sentence, that's where it can be a bit more confusing. Because if somebody says, like, oh, somebody stole my sheep, and then if that word gets confused and somebody thinks you said ship, they're like, wow, you have a ship? Wow, you must have a lot of money. So again, these words can get commonly confused, so it's always good to understand what the difference is, but also to practice that difference, and that's what we're going to do today. So another question which you may have is this one right here. How does this help us? How does practicing your pronunciation with minimal pairs, how is that going to help you improve your pronunciation and your speaking skills? Well, there's two things. First, it's really going to help you fine-tune your skills, because if you're able to say all the different sounds correctly, then the other person that you're speaking to is going to perfectly understand exactly what you want to say. There's going to be no confusion, and you can accurately express your thoughts, opinions, and ideas. Number two is that it's going to help you understand that there is a difference between certain sounds, even sounds that they almost seem exactly the same. And I've gone through this as well. When I was learning Spanish, since I've been learning Romanian, when I was learning Korean, there are minimal pairs there where people will say two different words, and in my mind, I'm thinking, wait. You're saying the same word. That's the same exact thing. And when I've done this exercise with students and we've discussed certain minimal pairs, they've told me the same thing. They've said, hey, wait, you're saying the same word. And that's why it's important for us, if we're able to even listen and identify that, okay, there is a difference in the sound, even if it's a slight difference, that's going to help you acknowledge the difference and then try to practice that so that you can produce these sounds accurately, and you can say what you want to say. So let's look at today's lesson is all about this right here. So we're going to do 3 different parts. We're going to talk about the RL, which are 2 consonants that are commonly confused in certain words. And we've done a whole lesson about the RL, which I will link up above. If you want more information about it, I highly recommend you check that out. We're also going to talk about this vowel sound, these 2 vowel sounds, the long E sound and the short I sound, which I already gave you an example of. And then this right here, the BP, 2 more consonants that may be commonly confused by learners. So it's good to practice. We're going to practice with some words and sentences. So if you are ready to practice speaking and actually practicing your pronunciation, write that in the comments right now. Just write speaking so that I know, like, okay, this person is ready. This person's going to practice their pronunciation during this lesson. That's what we want. So before we jump into it, all right, just want to let you guys know, you can check us out on Patreon if you like what we do, if you want to show us some love and support what we do. There are some cool rewards on our Patreon page. It's another way to connect with us, and we will leave a link to it in the description. Yes, that's what I want to say. We'll put a link in the description so you guys can check that out. So let's go ahead and look at our first one, all right, which is the RL. So we are going to do the RL first, and I'm going to tell you, well, how do you make this sound? I'm quickly going to discuss that, and then we're going to look at some words that have this sound and then compare the 2, compare the minimal pairs, all right? So got some response. Lali, you okay? All right, ready? Hudong, Zhang, you ready? Yes, excellent. Thank you. So hope you guys are ready to actually practice speaking. Sanaz, perfect. Thank you. Let's look at the R sound. So if you want to make the R sound, you have your tongue is up, but it's toward the back of the mouth. It's towards the back. It's kind of, it almost feels like it's in the center. It's right in the center, but the tongue is up, it's turned up, and it's towards the back. And it always helps if you have like a handy dandy little mirror like this. If you really want to see, if you're looking at a picture, oh, this is where my tongue needs to be, this is the position that should be in my mouth. You can use these mirrors to kind of check, and it's a good way to check to see if everything that your tongue is in the right position. So tongue is up, it's toward the back, and then you would say words. You can repeat them with me. Right, arrive, rear. So I'm kind of actually trying to say those R sounds pretty hard so you can hear those. And I've put them in different positions. The first position, the middle position, and the final position. Right, arrive, rear. Now for the L. The L, the tongue is curled up and it is placed. The tip of the tongue is placed it's placed on the ridge behind your 2 front teeth. So you should have the tip of your tongue touching that ridge. And if you put your tongue up there and we can say the words, let's say them together. Light, alive, real. And each time you have that L, your tongue should be touching that top. So now let's just look at the blue. The blue, that would be a minimal pair, all right? And again, practice. Say them with me. Don't be shy. Right, light. Let's look at the next one. Let's look at the orange ones, all right? Say them with me. Arrive, alive. Okay, are you speaking? I'm listening. I'm trying to listen for you, all right? The last one in the final position. Rear, real. Rear, real. Okay, so those are some common minimal pairs. These are what minimal pairs are. The 2 words, they only have that one sound that is different. And in this case, it is that R and L sound. So let's look at some sentences. And again, I want you guys to practice. Say these sentences with me. All right, the first one. We need to take a right at the next light. Let's look at this one. Try this together. The officer needs to collect the correct information. The officer needs to collect the correct information. I'm trying to use some different ones for you. So these are all RL minimal pairs. And then this last one down here, my favorite sentence: the royal family is really loyal to the clown's crown. It's probably not a sentence you're going to say in regular conversation, but it is good practice for minimal pairs. Let's try that one again. The royal family is really loyal to the clown's crown. Again, try to say that RL sound. And if you are actually saying these with me, write that in the comments. Speaking, just tell me, write speaking, so I know, oh, okay, this person's practicing. Let's do some more practice with the RL, and then we'll move on to the next one. So I am going to say this sentence right here, and I will either end it with right or light. All I want you to do, again, this can be a pointing one, just point to the word. Point to the correct word that I'm saying. Again, this is more of a kinesthetic activity. You're listening, and then you're pointing to the screen, all right? And then I'll give you just a second, and then I will point to the one that I'm saying, all right? Are you ready? Okay. So I would first start out and say, go to the right. Go to the light. Go to the light. Go to the light. Go to the right. This one up here. All right. So that's just, again, that's a way to see if somebody's talking and they're saying a full sentence, that you can identify that RL sound and understand, okay, this is what this person is telling me. All right. Excellent. I'm seeing some great comments in here. Balal Bruce Jr., Lali Sanaz. Excellent. Thank you guys for participating in the activity. That's what I want. We want you guys to actually speak and to actually practice your pronunciation as we do these different activities. So let's look at the next one. So these are two vowel sounds that can be commonly confused. That long E and that short I sound. So that long E sound, how do we make this? This is a sound that I think many of you are probably familiar with when somebody's taking a picture, and in English, they would say cheese. And the reason they say this is because then your mouth is wide. It's kind of like you're smiling to say that long E sound. Your mouth is wide, cheese, your tongue is forward, and it's a little higher too. And that's how you get that long E. E, cheese. All right, I see myself now. It looks a little strange. I'm smiling perhaps a little too much, but just to show you guys. E, cheese. All right, so let's say these words together. Ready? Sheep, seat, beach. All right, I'm kind of probably widening my mouth a little too much. Let's say them again. Sheep, seat, beach. Okay, now that short I sound right here. This one is just completely relaxed. Lips are relaxed. The tongue is central. It's in that central area of your mouth. All right, and it's just an I. All right. Ship. Sit. Bitch. All right. The reason, you're probably hearing that last one, and yes, it's not a nice word to say, but this is important because the reason I've done this, that E and I, I've met many learners over the years that we talk about going to the beach or traveling to the beach quite often. And I've met many learners who are like, I avoid saying this word. I try to avoid it because I'm worried that people are going to misunderstand what I'm saying, and they're going to think I'm saying the short I sound in bitch. All right, so it is good to understand that. It's good to practice it. Don't shy away from it just because, again, it's not a nice word. But let's look at the blue, all right? Let's start with the blue. You look like you're about to kill Batman. Yes, I do, with my big smile, Joker smile. The first one, let's say it together, all right? Don't be shy. Ready? sheep, ship. Say it one more time. Just repeat after me. Sheep, ship. The next one, let's look at those orange words right there. Ready? Seat, sit. One more time. Seat, sit. Okay, and that final one, all right, that long E sound. Let's look at those. I guess it's a purple color, purple, maroonish color. Ready? Beach, bitch. Beach, bitch. All right. It is always good to practice those. Again, these are ways you can practice minimal pairs. You can practice speaking out loud. You can practice saying the individual words. And again, if you have a conversation partner or if you're in class, practice saying them and make sure that the other person understands what you would like to say, because that's very important, so that you know, like, okay, I know the difference between these sounds and I know how to make them. So let's look at some practice sentences again. All right. I've tried to think of sentences you might hear, but again, in using both of them, it's a little difficult. So let's look at this first one up here in the blue. Somebody might say, hey, are you going to eat it? You have something and you maybe you want to eat it, and you're like asking somebody else, hey, are you going to eat it? All right, say that with me. Are you going to eat it? Eat it. All right. Next one. Let's look at that sentence. I just want to take a deep dip in the pool. Say it with me. I just want to take a deep dip in the pool. And it would be nice. It's very cold out today right here in Budapest. So it'd be nice to take a deep dip in the pool, especially a warm pool. Let's look at this last one. All right. I tried to throw in some extra ones. He has a sleek bed and slick pajamas that helps him slip right to sleep. All right, a lot of E and I, and a lot of S sounds too. Sorry about that. Let's say it with me, okay? He has a sleek bed and a slick sorry. He has a sleek bed and slick pajamas that helps him slip right to sleep. All right, so it's almost, it kind of almost sounds a little bit like a tongue twister. But again, if you guys are doing this, let me know. If you enjoy these pronunciation lessons, hit that like button for us. Let us know. Let me know that you guys enjoy this. So this is very useful. And like I said, there are many different minimal pairs, but these are a few that I think are commonly confused, and that's why I wanted to practice these. So let's do a little game. Are you ready? A little game time. Game time. So this is more of a listening exercise for you to see that you can identify the different sound, that you are able to actually identify the difference and practice that. So you can see the game board. These are a bunch of cities down below. You see the cities. So I'm going to say either the word sheep or ship. All right, I'm going to say it 3 times. Each time I say it, I want you to move. So you're going to start up here at the top. I'll say a word, all right? And then you move to that side. And then I'll say another word, and then again, move to that side. And then I'll say it a 3rd time, and then move to that side, and you end up in one of these cities down here. And then I want you to write, which city did you end up in? So let me give you an example first, because some of you might be a little confused right now. So I'm going to say the word, one of those words, I'm going to say 3 times. So for example, let's start up here. If I say sheep, like the animal, and then sheep, the animal again, ship, like the boat, then you're going to end up down there in New York City. So you're going to move to that side. Sheep, sheep, ship, and then you end up in New York City. Okay? You guys got it. You ready? All right. Let's just give it a try. So I'm going to say the word. I'm going to say it 3 times. And then I want you to write where you end up. Which city did you end up in? Are you ready? Okay. Ready? Ship. Ship. Sheep. I'll say it again. I'm kind of figuring out where I want to go as I'm saying it. All right. ship, ship, sheep. Okay, if you guys are just joining us, we're practicing our pronunciation by using minimal pairs, and we're going over these right now. This is the long E and that short I. So write which city did you end up in? Write that in the comments, all right? So I'll say it one more time. Ship, ship, sheep. All right. I think yes. All right. Most of you guys, you ended up in Vegas. Perfect. Excellent. Yes, that's what we're going for. Viva Las Vegas. Yes. Okay, let's do another one. Bucharest. That's not even on the list. I guess it's okay. Maybe it's even further out. All right. All right. You ready for the next one? Let's do this one. I'm going to go a little faster this time. Sheep, ship, sheep. Sheep, ship, sheep. Those are the three words. I'll say it one more time, right where you end up, okay? Sheep, ship, sheep. Where did you guys end up? All right, write that in the comments. I want to know. I'll say it one more time for you guys. Sheep, ship, sheep. Again, this is good practice to see that you can identify. You can listen for it and identify these individual sounds. Everybody's saying Rio. Yes, that is where we ended up. You should be in Rio with all of us. If you made a mistake along the way, don't worry about it. Again, this is just practice. This is good. It's good listening practice, all right? So I said sheep, ship, sheep. We ended up in Rio de Janeiro, which is a place that I would like to end up someday because I've never been there. Let's look at the last set of consonants right here. BP, okay? So the B sound, it is a voiced sound. And what I mean by voiced is that you have that vibration in your vocal cords. And you should be able to feel it, actually. If you put your two fingers on your throat, and if I'm just talking like this, when I make certain sounds, I can actually feel that vibration when the sound is voiced. B is a voiced sound. Lips are closed to stop the air, and it's aspirated. That puff of air. B, b, b. It's voiced. For example, let's read those for us. Big, buy, cab. Those B sounds. Big, buy, cab. Okay, the P sound. Now, it is a voiceless sound. That's the only difference between the B and the P, because also with the P sound, the lips are closed. You want to stop that air, and it's also aspirated, that puff, that p, 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 p. However, if you put your fingers down here on your throat, p, 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 all right, you shouldn't feel that vibration. It's voiceless. So, let's say pig, pie, cap. Okay, so let's look at the blue words. All right, that's our minimal pair right there. Let's say them together. Just repeat them, each one after me. Big, pig. That BP. Let's look at the orange words. Buy, pie. And then that final, those purple words, cab, cap. Cab, cap. All right, so remember, the B, your mouth is in the same position. The only real difference, one's voiced, one's a voiceless sound. So let's look at some sentences. Why not? I have a few sentences that I want you guys to say with me. Practice that PB sound. So the first one, that blue one up there. There is a pair of bears behind the tree. There is a pair of bears behind the tree. Pair, bear. Let's look at the orange one, all right? Somebody might say, hey, let's go have a beer out on the pier. Let's go have a beer out on the pier. Beer, pier. And finally, down here, this one, I tried to, you like my lovely picture down there to represent that sentence? A big pig wearing a robe pulled a bull with a rope. All right, give that one a try. Repeat after me. A big pig wearing a robe pulled a bull with a rope. All right. It's not a sentence that you're going to go out and say this and use this with your friends because I'd be very impressed if you actually saw that. A big pig wearing a robe pulling a bull with a rope. That'd be pretty amazing. All right. So now that we've practiced our sentence, since I enjoyed that game so much, and again, if we have a lot of teachers on our channel as well, if you are a teacher of English, this is a great activity for practicing minimal pairs, practicing pronunciation, and practicing listening skills. You just do a chart like this. You go in there, you model it for students, and then you can actually have students come to the front. They pick out what city they're in. They come to the front of the class, they can say it and actually practice their pronunciation and see where people end up. It's a lot of fun. This time, okay, it's going to be a little easier to follow because I actually wrote the B and the P. I wrote which way I want you to go. So I'm going to say again, I'm going to say the sentence 3 times. The first time is going to be for the red up there. If I say the B, move to that side, the P, move to that one. The next time I say the sentence, it's going to be for the blue, and then the final time would be the green. I'm trying to make it a little more difficult because instead of saying just the individual word, I'm saying a sentence, okay? So I'm either going to say with the B, that's a nice butt, all right? Like my picture up there, that's a nice butt. Or, like the golfer over there in the corner, that's a nice putt. All right? I could say, like, that's a nice butt. Or the P, that's a nice putt. Okay? So now that you've heard it a couple of times, let's do this and we'll see where somebody ends up. Wait, somebody's already in Vegas? Wait, we haven't started yet. All right, are you guys ready? Let's do this. Let's give it a try. All right? So I'm going to say the sentence 3 times. Ready? That's a nice butt. That's a nice putt. That's a nice putt. All right. Where did you guys end up? Write that in the comments. I will say it again. Are you ready? All right. I just got to make sure I remember where I ended up so I can tell you correctly. Ready? That's a nice butt. That's a nice putt. That's a nice putt. Okay, so where did you guys end up? Which city did you end up in? And don't be shy, even if you think you got it incorrect, just write it down. It doesn't really matter. This is just all practice, practice, practice. Because if you didn't end up in the right city, then I know, oh, maybe I need to work on my pronunciation and practice my minimal pairs. So yes, excellent, Bangkok. That is where I wanted to end up. I said the BPP. That's a nice butt. That's a nice putt. That's a nice putt. Excellent. You guys ended up in Bangkok. Let's do this again. Okay. Are you ready? This time, here we go. I'm going to say it quicker, all right? So hopefully maybe it'll make it a little more difficult for you. All right. That's a nice putt. That's a nice putt. That's a nice putt. Where did I end up? All right. Write that in the comments. Write the city in the comments. Where did I end up? I'll say it again. Ready? That's a nice putt. That's a nice putt. That's a nice putt. What do you guys think? All right. Again, if you're joining us, we're practicing our pronunciation, practicing minimal pairs. What do you guys think? All right. I'll say that one more time. See where people end up. That's a nice putt. That's a nice putt. That's a nice putt. All right. Excellent. Yes. Jackson, Anna, Christina, Junior, Joe, Love Truth, Hidong, Edison, Paulo. Perfect. Yes, you ended up in Cairo. That is where you should be. Cairo. I said P. Putt, putt, putt for each of those. Let's do one more. Why not? All right. Let me see which city do I want to end up in? Okay. I got a city. Are you ready? One more time. Again, I'm gonna say it fast. I'm gonna try and see if I can confuse you guys. Hopefully I don't get confused. Ready? That's a nice putt. That's a nice butt. That's a nice butt. I'll say it again. That's a nice putt. That's a nice butt. That's a nice butt. Which city did we end up in? You're listening to that. Ready? Say it again. That's a nice putt. That's a nice butt. That's a nice butt. All right. Write the city. Write that in the chat. Again, even if you're watching this later, participate in the lesson. Write your answer in the comments and hit that comment button so we know that you are actually participating in the lesson. That's what we want to hear. So, okay, interesting. All right. So, got some different ones for this one. I'll say it again. I'll say it slower. That's a nice putt. That's a nice butt. That's a nice butt. So I said B, P, oh wait, no. I said P, B, B, and you should have ended up in London, the city of London. That's where I was going for. P, B, B. Putt, butt, butt. A lot of you ended up in London. Great. That is the place that you need to be. So again, this is a great way to practice minimal pairs, especially in a classroom if you have a group of people. And again, I hope that you guys were actually practicing with me in this lesson. If you were actually speaking, again, write that in the chat, speaking, or write that in the comments. Write the words speaking in the comments so I know, okay, this person was participating. They were actually practicing their pronunciation, because that's what this is all about. That is what interactive English is all about, to have these interactive activities with all of you. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this lesson, if you enjoyed learning about pronunciation and practicing your pronunciation, please hit that like button. We'd really appreciate it. And you can share this lesson with your classmates, friends, anybody you know who's trying to practice and improve their English. Help us spread the word. As always, questions in the comments, just, write to us. We love hearing from you guys. And if you practice with this lesson, write the word speaking so that I know. Also, finally, a lot of outro stuff here. Check us out on our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's another good way to practice and improve your skills. So guys, thank you so much. Junior, Bruce, excellent. You guys were speaking. Rodrigo, don't go to Rio. Okay. Maybe. Well, I'll think about it. All right. Olga, thank you for speaking. Giselle, thanks for being here. Lali, Yawendra, thank you. Abhi, sorry if I missed some names too. I just try and read through these really quickly. Kamaljeet, Christina, Love, Truth, Balaj, Ali, Anna, thank you guys so much. Hope you have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Carreras, yeah, we'll drink a beer with a pair. All right, we can. Thank you guys for joining me, and we will see you next time. So long.